Facebook page. You can watch along and join in, and there's plenty to talk about, as well as listening in all of the usual places. Coming up, we are live to Paris, where Kerry Coleman-Phillips joins us the day after that famous Wales win over Australia. We'll talk about that, Wales' prospects in the competition, maybe a bit on Eddie Jones's future. Couldn't have happened to a nicer chap, could it? And we'll find out how the World Cup is going down across the channel. We're also going to be talking to Kim Thomas later. The Ryder Cup gets started on Friday. And of course, we will look back on another busy weekend of sports across Pembrokeshire. That is all to come. Gordon, Fraser and Tom are with me in the studio in Haverfordwest. Let's say good evening, chaps. Fraser, Gordon, how are you?
Very good. Thank you, Ben. Lovely to see you back.
Excellent. Thank you, Gord. Lovely to be back as well. We're going to get straight into the Wales game. In fact, in the second part, Kerry's going to join us from France. Plenty to cover off there. But I suspect the three of you are in pretty good moods this evening. Is that fair to say?
Woke up in a lot better mood than I did the previous morning, certainly. Yeah, no, didn't expect that. Well, I expected a narrow win, never expected that margin, that's for sure.
Yeah, let's not get carried away. We're not sure whether Gatland's the right man yet.
I think he's more than the right man, is he not? Give us your comments, though. Kerry will join us. I think she's going to be in Paris when we speak to her in the second part. So any comments on that Wales game, any questions for Kerry as well, any topics that we should cover off as we reflect on that fine win for Wales, we shall do that. But let's start with matters close to home. And I think we'll start with football first. Where did the two of you watch your sport this weekend? Gordon?
Well, I went to Neyland versus Clarbeston Road at Clarby Road. Quite an important game early on in the season. Neyland took the lead there, Ben. But Ben Rocky equalised just on the break. And then Neyland were down to 10 men. Corey Richards, a bit of back chat. He already had a yellow card, and referee Martin Jones gave him a second. So it put Neyland under pressure in the second half, and they did get a winner and won 2-1. And then I popped over to watch Merlin's Bridge Kilgetty, and as I got there, Kilgetty were trailing 2-0. And lo and behold, within 2 minutes of the second half, they were level. They were awarded a penalty. Lloyd Hughes dispatched. Then Callum Proctor equalised. And I think it was about 59 minutes. Lloyd Hughes struck a superb free kick from the edge of the box, curling top corner. The keeper didn't have a chance of stopping that. And Merlin's Bridge have suffered another defeat. So the title race is in tatters, as they say.
Yeah, indeed. Let me just read the scores out, and I'm sure Fraser's got plenty to add as well. Clarbeston Road 2, Neyland 1, Goodwick 7, Fishguard 0. The game Gordon was at, Merlin's Bridge 2, Kilgetty 3, Milford 0, Hakin 2, Penna 2, Carew 2, and Tenby 3, Moncton Swifts 3. No shortage of goals once again, Fraser, in Division 1.
No, unfortunately, though, it is developing into what we probably didn't want from a neutral point of view, and that is the title race between Hakin and Goodwick, isn't it? You know, both clearing on 16. Just looking at the table here, Tenby next 5 points off. 5 points is already a big margin. History has shown that those two don't drop a lot over the course of a season. You know, and Tenby newly promoted. I don't think we expected to be in a title race. They are. They've already shown they're strong enough to accept players. Bridge, I say, already out of it. You know, to be 8 points down, they play Hakin this Saturday. They lose that's an insurmountable lot. They signed a lot of players. There were high hopes there, but you can't just bring in a lot of players and expect them all to click together. And you know, a lot of them having been familiar with Pembrokeshire football as well. A lot of them haven't been playing Division 1 football in the last couple of seasons. So I'm not actually surprised that they haven't emerged as challengers. But down the bottom's interesting. You know, that you say Clarby put Neyland under pressure before they got the goal. They're under pressure full stop now in the bottom two again. Them and Fishguard fighting it out. Penn are hovering there too. That win, I feel Kilgetty are too good to go down. They're clear at the moment. But the bottom three I'm looking at the moment, Penn, Nail and Fishguard, I expect two of those to drop.
Yeah, Tenby will be kicking themselves, Fraser. They were 3-2 up.
Yeah.
And in injury time, Dylan Davis got an equaliser for Moncton. Great result for Moncton, but Tenby will be kicking themselves because they want to stay close to those top two, even though they're still in third place.
Social media was lively after Hakin won 2-0 at Milford.
Okay.
I think there's a bit of an aftermath to that Joe Lennon final. Had a few celebrations, which obviously irked a bit. So I did enjoy that on Saturday.
Sam Christopher scored for for Hakin,
Shane
and
Walsh, yeah.
Shane Walsh got another one as well. But Milford performed very well as well. He didn't make it easy for Hakin.
Yeah, they'll be
In
fine.
the past, they've suffered some
Yeah.
heavy defeats. So fair play to Milford, even though it's their third defeat on the bounce, and they won their first 3 games. I think Milford would be okay this
They'll be
season
fine.
as well.
Absolutely fine.
Anything in Division 2 catch your eye? Camrose 1, Johnston 4, Carew Reserves 0, Broadhaven 2, Hakin 2, Hebranston 2, Moncton Swifts Reserves 0, Narberth 1, and St Clair's 0, St Ishmael's 3. So again, a few interesting results there.
Well, it's Moncton who've been setting the pace in that league, so them losing at home to Narberth was quite significant, isn't it?
Yeah.
And good to see Narberth are now properly regrouped, I think, after that
it is good to see that
horrible
place.
season up there. So no, Moncton, Middlesbrough second has been the 2 leading sides, so for Moncton to lose that throws the cat amongst pigeons a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Always like to look down the divisions as well, and I do the full rundown of the scores in the first hour. Some blinding scores lower down as well. I think Division 4 we had Newport Tigers 5, Angle 4, and this is my favourite score of the weekend. In Division 5, Johnston Reserves 5, Pembroke Borough 9. Which is a brilliant score. That's a rugby score.
You could say defences weren't on top there.
Absolutely right. Also, another tough day, wasn't it, for Haverfordwest County? Beaten at the weekend by 3 goals to 1. It's a tricky run, this now, isn't it? And it's gone on a few weeks. They will be a little bit concerned, I think, Gord, with the form very much. And they go into another game tomorrow with Cardiff.
Yeah, they go up to Cardiff Met tomorrow. But talking about Saturday, big game. Connors Quay second in the table. They've been going well. Haverfordwest trying to stop the rot, so to speak. I know Tony Pennock is concerned about some of the injuries he has in defence, and Tony isn't one for making excuses, to be fair to him. He did test a new keeper. He put Ivan Knott in for his first start in the Welsh Premier. He did okay, to be fair, but unfortunately, the wonder goal for the third one, he was caught off his line from the halfway line.
Yeah,
I mean, you can't be doing that in the Welsh Premier. The kid would have learned from that, to be honest with you, but the game was already 2-0 and lost by that stage anyway. But they will be concerned. They're creating chances, but they're not putting them away again. And, Haverfordwest need to be putting that ball in the net to put the other opponents under pressure. Cardiff Met's a tough one on tomorrow night away, and then they got Aberystwyth, who are below them, I believe.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
they are.
So it's a bottom of the table clash at the Meadow on Saturday afternoon.
Losing Cardiff, that clash Aberystwyth actually looks pivotal. Aber really struggling 1 point 5 off Haverfordwest. Actually, the only team below Haverfordwest at the moment. So there'll be big pressure on the weekend if they don't get anything tomorrow. That's for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah. Aidan McNamara, new addition as well. He came through the Cardiff City Academy. He can play, I think, across the defence and in midfield. A 19-year-old, so another youngster being added to Tony Pennock's squad. 8 games though, Haverfordwest are 11. So that it's fair to say this hasn't been the start to the season I think we expected, really, after the European adventure.
I think.
Or did you, Gord? You're laughing, did you?
It's such a. I keep saying it every week, boys. It's such a tough division. Haverfordwest, they struggled last season until Christmas, until they started to get a few players back and string a few results together. But there's still a long way to go. It's not all gloom and doom yet. But Haverfordwest need an element of luck and get a draw and a couple of results, and things can quickly change in that. And it's the mindset as well. The boys are probably feeling the pressure a little bit. They need a confidence boost. I'd love to see them draw tomorrow evening and then win on Saturday. That would be ideal for their week. But we'll have to wait and see. But it's not all gloom and doom yet. And Tony's been around enough to realise what's going on and how to fix it. But it's going to be tough at the moment.
Yeah. Jason Chapman saying Haverfordwest have signed a defender, haven't they, outside of the window? I guess because Aidan McNamara was unattached at this point.
Yes,
probably why they were able to get that one over the line outside of the window. So good luck to the Bluebirds. And you are right, Gordon and Fraser. You hear Tony Pennock speak, and actually he always fronts up, doesn't he? And he's very honest as well. I think about where he thinks the team are at. And actually, to be fair to him, he was that way as well during the European matches as well. I thought very
100%.
Didn't go too high when they were playing well, and isn't getting too low. Well, he's going through a difficult spell. So let's hope they can turn that around.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the European hangover, that I think that excuse is gone now, hasn't it? We did expect maybe a little dip for the first couple of weeks, but they're well into the season now. That's got to be well behind them, and it is just a case of they're not performing and not getting results at the moment.
Yeah.
Gordon's right. He came through a tough patch at the start of
They
last
did.
season, and then came good in the end. But I think at the moment you forget all these pre-season targets about top 6, and there's even talk of top 3, 4. Not from players, more from perhaps from fans. But you forget all that at the moment. You just got to get results.
Yeah, I think there was talk like that. And I think some of that was based on the fact that actually those games in Europe, they look pretty good.
That's right.
They were good performances, weren't they?
They
that's where that came. You watched that and you thought, actually, this team looks good, and they'll start well. I do wonder if that European run has had an impact.
It has, because we spoke about it last time, and Fraser will know. They had a very short turnaround, and they haven't been in Europe for years. So players were training. This is why they're probably picking up these little niggly injuries and whatnot. They haven't had much of a break, and getting straight into a Welsh League season straight after a very successful European, run. To be fair, it's put added pressure on their bodies, and let's not forget they're human at the end of the day. They're not robots,
and young as well.
And young, yeah. There's some young talent there with a few experienced lads. So I'll defend them in that way, and hopefully they will come back stronger now, as we spoke earlier.
They didn't worry about player welfare in your era, though, good, did they?
Player welfare.
Absolutely. So, right. Cardiff met tomorrow, and then Aberystwyth at the Bridge Meadow on Saturday. That game on Saturday, 2:30 kickoff. Get along and cheer on the Bluebirds. Hopefully that will turn. We're going to talk to Kerry very soon, and we'll cover off the rugby. Just to finish off on the football, for Swansea, Fraser, that was a much-needed win on Saturday, wasn't it? 3-0 against Sheffield Wednesday. Important for Duff that he got that one over the line, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I look at Swansea Sheffield Wednesday similarly to how I looked at Wales Australia on Sunday night. To be honest, it was a big win. It was a vital win. Losing wasn't an option, but you can't account for the fact the opposition were brutally bad, which Sheffield Wednesday were. Yeah, look, Swansea haven't clicked yet at all. They're in trouble. They're not functioning well. They deservedly lost the South Wales derby. Pains me to say that. The recruitment in the summer was mixed, and at the moment isn't coming to fruition. And of course, we had Joe Allen, who people keep waiting to string a run of games together and would be pivotal when he does, injured again as well. So no, all's not well there. They're struggling, and that Sheffield Wednesday result was light, or otherwise a scrutiny.
Don't get too down, Fraser. It's early days.
It is. Yeah.
Did you stick by the manager phrase? Because I gave him a great review when he came in, and which I do stand by.
Yeah, of course you do. You've got to remember, Ben, Swansea spent seasons since they went down from the Premiership operating on a shoestring budget, loan signings, and managers punching above their weight. It's a model which was always going to break. I think Michael Duff is probably feeling the effects of that. He needs. It's a precious commodity in football these days, but he needs time. I don't really blame anything on him yet.
Okay, well, hopefully that win might just turn it for him. I thought it was 2009 watching Manchester United, Gordon. Johnny Evans at the heart of the defence.
You may mock, but Johnny made his 200th appearance for United on Saturday. That's not bad for any player.
He was on stuck at 198 for 9 years.
A 9-year gap, possibly. But, fair play to him. And I tell you what, the delivery he gives to Fernandez. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Oh my God. 30, 40 yards, angle to Fernandez, volley, and back of the net. Yeah, glory, Man United.
If anyone had Johnny Evans in their fantasy football team and claimed that assist, well done to you, is what I would say. Yeah, and what about the North London derby? I was travelling home yesterday.
Thoroughly enjoyed that.
I listened to it all on the radio and then caught up, and it sounded frantic on the radio. And watching it wasn't it? But I mean,
you must be happy with the way Spurs are playing at the moment. It's quite attractive to watch, to be fair.
I think so. And I think he's starting to win me over. I was a bit nervous when we appointed him.
He's a good appointment.
But I think he's just starting to. And that was a big game, and we've got Liverpool next, which is another tough one. But that was a decent point yesterday. I thought that was a decent point against.
He's a good manager, because he wasn't a big name. I think people were skeptical. I say a big name in the context of worldwide football. Yeah. He's actually done an excellent body of work wherever he's gone in a lot of areas of the world. Obviously the Premiership's different kind of fish, but no, he's playing good stuff.
I think you wrote about that, Fraser, didn't you?
I did,
yeah, you did. And
I'll plug the link later.
And I'm coming round to agreeing as the weeks go by, because we are playing good football.
We'll talk at the end of the season then.
It's a good point from Jason as well.
Madison is a great signing, and I think he has actually got.
He has been brilliant. He's absolutely superb.
Yeah, no, he has been really good. Well, listen, we will take a moment and we will come back and we will talk all about that win for Wales. Where does that rate in terms of World Cup victories for Wales? We'll get Gordon and Fraser's thoughts, and we'll chat to Kerry Coleman-Phillips as well in France to go over what was a fantastic effort from Gatland's side last night. We'll talk the Rugby World Cup next in part 2 on Pure West Sport.
Eaton-Evans and Morris Solicitors have traditional values, but they have a